So how effective is it doing an online education when it comes to leadership? How effective is it?
Well, how effective is online education? Well, who are you giving it to? Half of our countries don't have electricity everywhere. So who's it catering to? Right? Half of our countries there's a high illiteracy rate. And people who, let's say, for instance, in Ghana, English is the first language. And then which language are you gonna? Because there are some people that don't speak English properly.
That's
So
it.
which language are you gonna put it in? So these are the barriers that we have when it comes to that. So unless you have an app that respects all the languages, that does it, in a way that someone who didn't finish school can complete it, then it's really difficult. Then you're only catering to a small already educated group that probably has access to an education. Um, I've suggested little groups, small groups, go into under the tree, into the village, under the tree, call people in, to have a pot of food and some drinks, and just talk to them. They already have leaders.
That's it.
So you talk to them. What? How do you live? What do you need? And then you respect their position and what they're doing while you introduce them to something else. So under the tree, in the community center, town hall meetings, in the church, those are the ways that you reach people. You go to them.
Yeah.
You go to them, and that shows respect. That shows that you recognize them. I think online leadership training is too impersonal, and then it's restrictive to a certain group that already have access to internet.
Already have, yeah. Yeah, as you said, because people in the villages, you never know, someone from the village can be the next president in the future. Nobody knows what the future
Yeah.
holds. So I think what you are saying, it says the online one is not 100% effective due to communication,
Access, yeah.
communication factors. How can we, do you think it's easy to do this? That getting people to go, how many leaders will see themselves going under the trees to teach, to help people in the villages? That is our problem. That is why we are not going
Well, I think
anywhere.
if you can't go under the tree to talk to someone, and we're using under the tree as not to say that everybody's under the tree.
That is what we say.
Yeah.
We are trying to say that in the remote areas.
If you cannot do that, then you are not a leader, and you shouldn't be in the position that you're in. Because you're gonna expect that person to come in line in the hot sun and vote for you. So if you can't reach out to that person, meet them and greet them and respect them in where they are, in their situation, then you shouldn't be in the position you're in. And when we say leadership, it doesn't necessarily have to be leadership in that sense. I think what the diaspora needs to do is give whatever you have. Give a little of whatever you have. We bring so much money to our countries just by playing tourists. So when we play tourists, why can't we do something? Even in our hometown, why can't we deliver something? A workshop, why can't we do that? So give whatever you have. It doesn't have to be, let's start leadership training. Personal development. How to think, strategic thinking, logical thinking. Bring some chess games. Teach people how to think through calculations. A plus B equals C. So if I do A, then and a lot of people don't think in that way. And all of those little things go a long way,
To help, innit?
to help people. And I could give an example of this. We did like I said, we did creative activities, and there was a child. The mother
In
pulled
this
me
country?
in Leeds, yeah. And so the mother pulled me aside and said, this person has behavioral issues, and this person has the school has said he's incapable of learning. What's that? So he came to the class, and the first day the first day we did martial arts, and then we did art. And because the art session leaders were so, oh my God, this is beautiful, he burst of light. The mom came the next day crying. He couldn't wait to come back tomorrow. Now I saw him at another activity. He's painting all the time.
Wow.
all the time, and the things are amazing, you know. And this is like a 10, 11-year-old that they have lost hope in, but through the arts he found his voice.
That's it.
You know, and those are little things that we can do. Those are just small things. What is it to buy some art pieces and go in a village and say, let's do this, and teach a lesson about
That's it.
personal, you know, the personal development, about how to study hard, or how to study effectively, or, you know, all those things that we went to university, we're working, we know how to respect time, we know how, all of those little things that we've learned are teachable. And I think we need to package who we are, what we've learned, what we've experienced into resources that we can share with other people.
So don't you think leadership is all about discovering what you can do? As you said, that little boy, if it had not been that forum, he wouldn't have discovered that he can be an artist. So don't you think that discovery is also important aside with leadership? Because what we are intended to achieve as a leader, to make people discover what they can do best. Is that not it? And then as when it comes to the politics side, as you said, that if you don't go to the people, that means you don't respect the people. But one funny thing is, in our home country, is we start very well, but we don't finish. The beginning, because they want the vote. That is why I'm saying that the leadership skills is being lacked, because they want the vote. Even if you are even if you are deep down the valley, they will come to you. But the problem is, how can we keep on as leaders? How can we? It's not about the starting. Are we ready to finish? Because we start very well, then the people become disappointed. So is this something that we are doing, as you said, as we are leading? Are we ready to move the people forward? Or what can we do to make sure that as we start with them, they're going to finish? What are some of the measures that needs to be put in place? That you go there to vote, you look for people's vote. After that, they don't see you anymore. You don't come there until the next election. Do you think that is something that is helping our home countries?
I think the best way to remedy that is to educate the electorate, educate the people that are voting. This is what your legislation says. A lot of people who vote are voting because of passion, or because of a link with a certain party, not because they understand the system, not because they understand the political process, not because they understand their position in that process, and not because they understand the position of that elected officer. So how do we get people educated, you know, to the point where this person that we've elected as senator or mayor or deputy or parliament member, this person that we've elected, this is what they're supposed to. This is the budget that they have. This is the time frame that they're in this position for. This is what they said they would do, and we hold them account. They're working for us. They're our employees. So educating the population on the judicial process, on the legislation, on governance is, and this can start in primary school. You can start this in primary school, civic education.
That's it.
You know, you start this in primary school, and if you can't start it in primary school because of the institution and the government control it, and then start it under the tree. You know, start talking to people about civic education, their responsibility. And one of the things that we, you know, leadership does teach our population is your responsibility to your nation. Because a lot of people sit down and say, oh, the president didn't do this for me. Oh, I elected so-and-so and he didn't. You are responsible for your nation as well. So when you destroy something that, you know, there's a library or a gas station that caters to this whole village, and you're up and raw and you burn it down, that what is your responsibility to your nation? How
because you are angry, of the government you selected.
Yeah.
But they forget to...
that is a part of you.
That's it. And
this helps you. This caters to someone.
Yeah.
This helps someone, the person that's buying these little gallons of gas at the gas station just to go off to the other village to sell in the little gallons is supporting a family. You know? So how can you as an individual recognize your responsibility to your country, as well as recognize the leader's responsibility to the town that elected them?
So you could see that most of the time people just elect people forgetting about some of the leadership qualities they should have. So because I come to your village to say, some people just buy them a chicken and a rice, they're going to vote for you. So that is why I'm saying that leadership is one of the most important thing in everybody's life, including a country, a society, even in your own home. Leadership is very, very important. It's something that people don't recognize it, that it is what brings change.
Yeah.
It is what brings change, as a matter of fact, in our home countries. Because sometimes you know that certain people who are being elected, maybe one, because they have the money, to give people from the beginning. That is just the beginning as well. But what makes a leader, the meaning of leadership, the qualities of a leader, they lack it. So at the end of the day, the people get suffered. And at the end of the day, we blame the government. We forget to blame ourselves that we did not do our research as well. So
one of the things that because of what you just said, it reminded me that people don't realize that they're selling their citizenship. Their right, your citizenship to that nation is your right to participate in free election. So when somebody gives you $1,000 to vote for them, for your whole family to vote for them, you're selling your entire link to your nation, your responsibility to your nation. You're selling them that. So you can't complain.
You can't complain.
Because you sold your rights to him.
That's it.
So whatever he gives you, you take. So how can we recognize that the right to vote and participate in an election is guaranteed as a citizen of that nation? So how do you use that to empower yourself, to empower the nation, and to make the choices necessary to push you forward into the next century, to push your whole nation forward into the next century?